So hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to do a simple usage of MetaTrader 5, Python 3 and Streamlit and more, okay? So we are going by the end of this tutorial, we are going to make something that look like this. So this is a real-time chart, only the market is closed, so it's not going up and down. So this is will do that. For example, if you will want to do a GBP USD, in order to zoom in and out, you just press plus, the plus sign, or the minus sign. So when you press the plus sign, the graph would grow, okay? And the minus sign, the graph would shrink, okay? It's zoom in and zoom out. So yeah, there's a time frame over here. So for example, the 4 hour, okay, it would load the 4 hour. Same thing, you want to zoom out and zoom in using only this simple button, okay? So there is the moving average function. It will calculate the moving average for you. And then there is the RSI function. It will activate the RSI. So you can enter. So let's reload this. So you can enter the moving average, okay? You can do it by here. You press through and the moving average will come. And then you have this option of entering the moving average parameter, okay? For example, let's make it 12, okay? Make it 12. So this is the 12 moving average. As you can see, the more you zoom out, the bigger it grows, okay? So now the length of the moving average is bigger than the previous one. And then there's the RSI function. It would calculate the RSI function, RSI for you. Then this parameter, okay, is for example 15. It would calculate the 15 RSI, okay. There is this function over here, okay. So this is what we are going to do. There is a time frame, daily, 4 hours. There's the pairs, all the pairs. And then I will show you how to do that. But in order to do that, you will have to install MetaTrader 5 on your computer and enable the algo trading over here. You need to be logged in and on the MetaTrader 5. For now, it is closed, okay? There is no movement over here, okay? So yeah, so let's get started. So here's the code. It's about 160 line of code, but there is things in between, okay? So I started importing the libraries. I imported Streamlit, MetaTrader 5. You can install it, okay? You can install Streamlit by using pip install Streamlit, okay? And the MetaTrader 5 for the connection between them. And then there is pandas, okay, to import the data frame. And there is the dot time, so the time and the dot over here will be displayed. And then there is plotly graph. We are going to plot this with plotly, okay, using plotly graph only. And then there is time, there is threading. This is a thread, okay? When I zoom in and zoom out, this is a thread, okay? When I zoom in and zoom out, this is a thread. Let me show you. So when we zoom in and zoom out, it's going to be a thread, okay? So yeah, there is a plotly subplots, okay? This subplots, so the RSI is by its on its own, and the chart is on its own. There is no mixing between them. And then there is this one, the moving average with the chart. This one are mixing, okay? But this one is not mixing with other one. This is a subplot. And then there is this one over here, pine pet for the keyboard, okay? When I zoom in and zoom out. So let's do this. So here it is. When I zoom in and zoom out. I started by putting time frames. So this is the time frames that we are going to use. And there's the function to call them, okay? Because MetaTrader 5 need those signs to give you the data, okay? It need a language on a function. We are going to give it those things. So for example, when the client choose here from this list uh, H4, there is a function that will look here for H4. So here is H4, and it will give this data back. So the function will give this piece of data to the function. So we will get the data that we asked for. Okay, I will show you later on. And then there is get the symbols. Okay, so how to get the symbols from MetaTrader 5? This is quite easy. So the symbols equal the MetaTrader 5 because we imported the MetaTrader 5 as MT5. So we will put MetaTrader MT5.get symbols get. Okay. So there is symbol df. We are going to put it on a data frame. Okay, as dictionary and keys. Okay. So and now the symbol's name, and we will extract the symbol's name, okay, to the data, and we will return the symbol's name, okay, because we will use them here. For example, when I put Euro USD, the chart of the Euro USD will appear, okay. This is also a function. We are going to give it the name of the pair, and then we will call it through that, okay? So yeah, this is the get symbols names. And then there is the set page configuration. So this page configuration is this, okay? As you can see, it's not, the layout here is white. This is a Streamlit application, okay? The, the size of the window is white, and there is no padding over here, and it's centered, okay? So there's the title, real time chart plotting. So this is real time chart plotting. Okay, this over here is the title. And then there's the icon. Okay, we can put an image. So I choose this logo. Okay, this one over here. It's the same thing as here. So let's get started. So how I've done the RSI function. So the RSI calculation it has been done through this function, okay? So we are going to get the periods. We are going to give this function three arguments, the fig, which is the things that you are going to plot by the end. So it is the final thing that is going to be plotted. So this all over here is a fig, okay? This all over here is a fig. So we need to model it through functions in order to give us this final result, okay? We need to make twists and plots in order to make it do that for us, okay? So this is we are going to give it as a parameter fig, and then LSI if it's true or false, and then we are going to give the data frame. Data frame is the data. For example, when I go to put here GBP USD, or let's make it USD CHF, are going to put the data. Data frame is the data. The data, as you can see, are those candlesticks, the open, low, high, and close. This one over here, as you can see, there is the date, and there is open, high, low, and close. This is the DF, okay? This is one, and the DF is all that, all those candles, okay? And the more it grows, all those candlesticks are going through the DF, okay? So the more it grows, the more DF would grow, okay? So we will give it as a parameter DF, and then the fig and the RSI, which is true or false. So here, as you can see, the RSI have been calculated and plotted, okay? So yeah, so we are going to give it the period equals RSA par. So this is a global variable, which is called RSA par. which is this one over here, the parameters, okay? If it's 15, this is a global variable, okay? The other ones are into functions. That's what I've done through that, okay? So this is a global variable. So it is global. We don't need to give it through function call. So and then there is the close delta. So this is the calculation, okay? So the up, down, moving average up, moving average down, and then the RSI calculation. And by the end, we have added the RSI, the values of the RSI to the DF, okay? So we do have this data, we do have it. We have added to it a column, name it RSI, okay? Name it RSI, we added to this data frame. And then we have appended the trace, okay? Append the trace, this trace over here, appended it through this. We gave it we gave it the x, df sign, the y, so it is going to go through this, the time, and then the y. This is the value of the RSI, okay? And then show legend, so the legend would appear over here. So I wanted to make it disabled so it won't distract us, okay? And then there is the markdown. The markdown is the colors, okay? The marker, the marker are the colors. And then I've done that. The row 2, column 1, okay? Row 2, this is the second row. And then there is one column, okay? This is separated, okay? I've done a separation. This is the column 2, and there's the row 1, okay? So I put it on the column 2 and the row on the column 1. This is the column 1, and then the row 2, okay? So and by the end I returned fig, which have been modified before, okay? And now let's go to the other function, the update open high, low, and close chart. This function is going to update it each time on an infinite loop. It's going to update the chart, okay? On this infinite loop. So if I want to make anything, there is an infinite loop applying this function over here, calling this function. And through this infinite loop, we are going to update the chart because this chart is not an image, okay? It's been modified over and over and over each second. Each second, the chart would be modified, okay? Each second, okay? So when I put the plus sign, each second, the chart will be modified, okay? This is not an image. It is an animation, okay? If you want to know. This is an animation. It's going through an infinite loop. So how I've made this function, I have put the time frame to str, okay? The time frame, because here, the time frame over here, we are going to put a time frame, okay? So the time frame here would be sent to this function, the symbol as well, time frame and the symbol, and then the bars. The bars, how many bars we are going to plot over here, those bars. And then there is the moving average, if it is true or false, and then the RSI, if it's true or false. Okay? So the time frame equals time frame, and then time frame, same thing, equals time frame dict time frame. So we are going to use the dictionary. So when is going to look for the dictionary, okay, time frame dict, this one over here. So for example, we have put it M5 as I have explained to you before. We put M5, so it's going to look for this value, MT5 dot time frame M5, and it's going to be put on this one over here. And then the bars equals int bars. So we're going to put on in integers, and then bars equal MT5.copy rate from post. This is a function of MT5. We gave it the symbol, okay? The time frame that has been converted, okay? And then 0 means from the last bar, okay? And then the bars are the bars, okay, those bars. So for example, I put it 30 minutes, those bars Okay, when I put plus, the number of the bars would grow. When I put a minus, the number of bars would shrink. Okay, so the bars are those, all those candlesticks. Those are the bars. Okay, so we have put it into an integers, and then bars copyright from symbol, and then we have converted the bars to a data frame. So we will use it later on, and then the data frame time equal. We have converted data time to data time, okay, unit second, because we will get it into seconds, okay. It will be long and it will be not readable, so we need to convert it to second to see those days and hours and the month and year. We need to convert it because they will give it to us as seconds, which is long. For example, 300 million seconds. So you won't know, okay? So I've converted it to seconds in order to be readable, and then I've put a subplot. I've started figure make subplots. Rows equals 2, columns equals 1. Okay, how many subplots? We got here 2 rows. So this one is for the empty the chart, and this one is for the RSI. So 2 subplots, rows equals 2 and column equals 1. And now the row height, this is where it's placed. This one is bigger than this one. So in order to do that, we have made the height. So the first column, the first row will get 0.8 from 1, and the second row will get 0.2, okay? Row heights. So this is the height. It's get 0.8, and this one 0.2. And then we have done the figure dot update layout, show legends equals false. The legends that are going to be plotted over here equals false. I don't want the legend to distract me from the chart. So and now we have put the chart fig dot append trace. This is going to plot the chart over here. All this chart will be plotted through this function, okay? As you can see here, there is the go candlesticks, the function, this one over here. The go is a plotty uh, graph object, this one over here. So we have plotted the chart, and then go candlestick, because it's going to be a candlestick chart, okay? And now we got it the time, the F time, the open, the high, low, and the close. And by the end, we have put the row equals 1. Which row is going to be? It's going to be the first row and the column 1, okay? We have put the row and the column, and now we are testing if moving average is equals to true. If the moving average is equal to true, so we will add the trace, okay, moving average. We are going to calculate it through this function. So this one over here is calculate to calculate the moving average. So it's going to calculate the moving average, and we are going to trace go dot scatter, okay. This one over here, df time x equals df time, and y equals moving average. Line equals, this is the line, these are the parameters, okay. It's going to be by default plotted to this chart, okay. So yeah, we are going to trace. So the scatter here, I didn't give it the parameter, so by default it will go to the first chart, okay. So yes, and now I have updated the figure layout, y-axis fixed range equals true, and x-axis fixed range equals false. So as you can see here, if I zoom in or zoom out, it won't zoom in and zoom out because of this function over here, fixed layout. I want it to be fixed, okay? So, and after that, the update layout, we have put it the width, the height, the margin, or as well, the paper color, and the x-axis, the range ladder, everything, everything that's in here. We have put the size of the window and the length and the height, everything about it. Okay, and after that we have put figure of that axis. So Saturday and Monday won't be displayed. Okay, this one over here, the old one. Okay, so if the x-axis, so this one over here, we want, as you can see here, if you go to the daily chart, there is no gap. There is no gap. It's used to be a gap of the weekend. For example, it will be displayed like this one over here. If I go to the daily chart, if I go to the daily chart over here, as you can see, it's all colored. For example, today is not the trading day, so there is a gap, okay, on the date. So in order to get rid of those gaps, I've done this one over here. So the hide weekends, okay, in order to not be displayed, okay. So now to add the horizontal line is this one over here of the last price, and in order to do that, I've only done this line of code. So MT5 dot symbol M for tick, the last tick dot bed. Okay, column one and row one. So this line would be displayed. Same thing as here. As you can see here, if we go to the 1 minute, there is the bid and there is the ask. This line over here, this one over here, this the green one, this one. So this is the line that I've put it through this function. Okay, it's not very complicated. So yeah, let's keep going. So I've checked if the RSI equals true. If true, then the figure, would equal to RSI function. We have sent it, same thing as I've explained to you before. So now on press, there is this function on press key. So for example, over here, let me show you. So here, let's make it, for example, the 5 minute chart. So when I press minus, chart will shrink. Enough if I press plus, the chart would grow. So in order to do that, I've made a function. So global candle. So I've called the candles. Okay, the number of bars. And if the key dot chart, this is the call for this function, equals plus, and then the number of candles will grow. If equals to minus, number of candles equals minus. And then there is the run up. How to run all that, okay? In order to run all that, there is an application. I've made so many functions in order to keep it simple as possible. I wanted to make it on different files, but I wanted to go with only one file, okay? So there is run up and there is while true. It is an infinite loop with T1 that I have declared later on over here. So T1 is here. So let me explain to you this before. There is this one, T1 and T2 equal st.colons 51. So what does this mean? So this is T1, and this is T2, okay? T1 is bigger. It's taking 5 of 6 from this line over here, from all this width, okay? And then there is this one over here, T2, that's taking only 1 from 6, okay? So here there is 6, and this one is taking 5, and this one is taking 1, okay? So yeah, this is what's going on with T1 and T2. So I've used it directly. So T1 with T1 with placeholder. Okay, I've used a placeholder in order so the chart won't keep going down. Okay, as here, for example, here if I deactivate the RSI, there is a shadow over here, so it will go just like that. So this one, if I won't put it on a placeholder, it will continue. So I want to make it only on one place, okay? In order to do that, I've called placeholder dot container, and then the fig equals update, yeah, update chart. We are going to give back as an argument fig. So st.plotly chart, and then we are going to plot the chart. Fig is container width equals true. Okay, this is going to put all the data into this chart. Okay, so and then I've put the time sleep one, so it won't consume too much memory and too much things. So I put the sleep function. Okay, I've tried it with the threads, but it didn't work. So I've left it as it is with a sleep function, and it's working. Okay, so yeah. So and now let's get started. This is the code that's going to start from the bottom to the top. This is the first thing that the application is going to do. All those previously were declaration and importation, okay, and all of them were functions, okay. So now let's get started. So this is the main function, okay. So I've started with MT5 dot initialize. So we would have a connection between MetaTrader 5 and our chart, okay. There will be a connection between them with this function, and then a keyboard listener. Okay, I've called the keyboard listener thread earlier. Okay, so on press, we would call the function on press, and then keyboard listener dot start. Okay, I've started it from the beginning. Okay, this is the thread that's going to make it, for example, let's make it 30 minutes. And when we're going to press plus and minus, is going to grow and shrink. Okay, this is at the beginning. Okay, and there is the candles equals 13, the different number of candles. Okay, those things are going to be 13. And there's the title. The title is this one over here. I've done it through this function sc.title. This is the user of Python 3, MetaTrader 5, Streamlit, and more. Okay, and now with C1 and C2 equals columns 1, 1. This one over here. This is the call of those columns, okay? So there is here over here two columns. There's the first one and there is the second one, okay? So the second one, as you can see, there is all this slider, and it has been done through this line of code, okay? st.columns, and then st.get symbol name. We put symbol names on ss, st.header, okay, to zoom in and zoom out, this one over here. And then with C1, there is symbol equal, the symbol we are going to get, choose stock symbol, stock or pair. Pair is better, okay? Pair symbol, as we're going to give it the option we're going to get through this function. So yeah, it can do that, okay? For example, an array, if you have a function, if you have an array and want to make to give it through a variable, you can do it in Python, okay? So there is also the index, and then C2 time frame, select box, choose time frame, and there is those options. Okay, this is the same thing as this, but this one I wanted to write it down. I could have done it through the call of the dictionary, but I just want to explain to you more simple way. So there's C1 and C2 that I've explained to you previously. There's 5 to 1. This is going to consume 5, and this is consume 1, so the overall is 6. Okay, and then I wanted to declare the placeholder on T1. Okay, this one over here, the placeholder is going to be empty. Okay, and then with T2 I wanted to write all those things. So moving average equals st.select box. In order to make it more simple, there is if moving average equals true, And then there is the RSI. The RSI, if it's going to true, if the moving average is true, this box will be displayed. If it's equals to false, it won't be displayed, okay? So let's make it true. As you can see, it is displayed. So, and I've ended up with run up function, okay? And then a keyboard listener to join. So this is the exit, okay? So this is the app. I hope you enjoyed it, okay, with me. Thank you for watching, and yeah, so this is it. I will share with you the code later on the description of the page. So yeah, thank you for watching, and bye bye.